The global automotive industry has been sleepwalking for the better part of a decade, blindly following a tired, predictable formula that has turned the mid-size SUV segment into a stagnant, boring wasteland of recycled platforms, overpriced badges, and compromised engineering. We have been conditioned to accept that if we want a family hauler with decent range, we must settle for a sluggish hybrid system, a cheap plastic interior, and a price tag that keeps creeping higher every single year. But the tectonic plates of the automotive world are finally shifting, and the ground is cracking right beneath the feet of the legacy giants who thought they had a permanent monopoly on the family SUV market. A new challenger has arrived from the East, and it is not just here to compete, it is here to completely and utterly obliterate the existing rulebook. The BYD Seal U DM-i is not merely a new plug-in hybrid SUV, it is a masterclass in technological disruption, a vehicle that combines jaw-dropping range, genuine luxury, and aggressive pricing into a single, unstoppable package. If you thought the hybrid SUV wars were already settled by the usual suspects, you are about to have your entire perspective shattered, because BYD has just introduced the vehicle that will force every other automaker to radically rethink their entire existence. Welcome to my channel, where we dive deep into the world of cars, uncovering power, performance, and the stories behind every machine. If you love bold reveals, hidden details, and real automotive insights, make sure you're subscribed. To truly understand the monumental significance of the Seal U DM-i, we have to look at the profound failure of the current mid-size SUV market. For years, vehicles like the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid and the Tesla Model Y have enjoyed a near monopoly, coasting on their early mover advantage while slowly inflating their prices and stagnating their innovation. Buyers have been forced into a frustrating compromise. You either buy a traditional hybrid that feels outdated and lacks electric-only range, or you buy a pure electric vehicle that demands a complete lifestyle change and induces range anxiety on long road trips. The market has been screaming for a bridge, a vehicle that offers the seamless, anxiety-free experience of a traditional car, but with the massive efficiency and silent, instant torque of an electric vehicle. BYD has listened to this scream, and they have responded with their revolutionary DM-i Super Hybrid architecture. This is not a traditional hybrid system bolted onto an old gas car. This is a ground-up, purpose-built electrified platform that fundamentally changes how a vehicle consumes energy, prioritizing the electric motor for the vast majority of driving conditions while using a highly optimized internal combustion engine purely as a brilliant, hyper-efficient generator. Let us start with the visual impact, because the BYD Seal U DM-i does not just park in a driveway, it commands the space with a design language that is both futuristic and deeply organic. Part of BYD's highly acclaimed Ocean series, the Seal U draws its inspiration from the fluid, dynamic movements of the sea, resulting in a vehicle that looks like it is in motion even when it is standing completely still. The front fascia is dominated by the signature Ocean X face, a sleek aerodynamic panel that replaces the traditional bulky grille found on gas-powered SUVs. It is flanked by razor-sharp, deeply sculpted LED matrix headlights that feature a unique, water-drop-inspired internal lighting signature, giving the truck a piercing, intelligent glare that cuts through the darkness with absolute precision. The hood features dramatic, muscular character lines that flow seamlessly into the wide, planted front fenders, creating a sense of coiled energy and athletic tension. This is not a boxy, utilitarian appliance. It is a beautifully sculpted piece of modern automotive art that successfully bridges the gap between a sleek coupe and a robust, family-ready SUV. Moving to the side profile, the design continues to impress with its masterful use of aerodynamics and proportion. The Seal U features a beautifully flowing, sloping roofline that dramatically reduces wind resistance, contributing to an incredibly low drag coefficient that directly translates to superior highway efficiency. The side windows are framed by sleek, chrome, accented trim that flows into the rear pillars, creating a floating roof effect that adds a touch of premium elegance to the aggressive stance. The doors are equipped with flush-mounted, electronic hidden door handles that deploy smoothly as you approach the vehicle, adding a layer of high-tech theater while simultaneously smoothing out the airflow along the flanks. The wheel arches are heavily flared, housing massive, aerodynamically optimized alloy wheels that range from 18 to 20 inches, depending on the trim. These wheels are wrapped in low, rolling resistance tires that are specifically engineered to maximize the vehicle's incredible electric range without sacrificing grip or ride comfort. The overall silhouette is incredibly cohesive, striking a perfect balance between the rugged utility expected of an SUV and the sleek, wind-cheating profile of a high-end luxury sedan. At the rear, the design language reaches its dramatic crescendo with a stunning, full-width LED taillight bar that stretches across the entire width of the vehicle. This light signature is highly intricate, featuring a deep, three-dimensional crystalline structure that illuminates with a vibrant, pulsing red glow, making the Seal U instantly recognizable from a mile away in the rearview mirror. Below the light bar, the rear bumper is cleanly styled with integrated chrome skid plate accents and subtle aerodynamic diffuser elements, reinforcing the vehicle's premium, tech-forward identity. The tailgate is power-operated and features a hands-free kick sensor, opening to reveal a generously sized, highly practical cargo area. But the exterior is just the wrapping paper. The real magic, the engineering marvel that makes this vehicle a true game changer, lies entirely beneath the skin and within the brilliant minds of the engineers who developed its revolutionary powertrain. Now, we need to talk about the absolute engineering marvel that powers this machine, because this is where BYD completely leaves the legacy automakers in the dust. The DMI stands for Dual Mode Intelligent, and it represents a fundamental shift in hybrid philosophy. Unlike traditional parallel hybrids that rely heavily on the gas engine to drive the wheels at highway speeds, the DMI system is primarily a series hybrid. This means that in the vast majority of daily driving scenarios, the wheels are driven exclusively by the powerful electric motor, while the internal combustion engine acts solely as a highly efficient generator to produce electricity. This results in a driving experience that feels exactly like a pure electric vehicle, silent, incredibly smooth, and packed with instant, neck-snapping torque. The heart of this system is a highly specialized 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that has been purpose-built for hybrid duty. It operates on the highly efficient Atkinson cycle and boasts a staggering thermal efficiency rating of over 43%, which is an absolutely mind-boggling number for an internal combustion engine. Because it does not need to constantly rev up and down to match wheel speed, this engine can operate almost exclusively in its optimal, most efficient power band, sipping fuel at an astonishingly low rate while charging the high-voltage battery. When you need a massive burst of power for highway passing or steep inclines, the system seamlessly engages a highly efficient multi-mode clutch to connect the engine directly to the wheels, ensuring that no energy is lost in translation. The electric motor itself is a powerhouse, delivering a robust and continuous flow of torque that propels this mid-size SUV from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a highly respectable time of around 7.5 seconds. But the true genius of the DMI system is not just in how it drives, it is in how it stores and manages energy, which brings us to the crown jewel of BYD's engineering, the legendary Blade battery. This is not a traditional nickel, cobalt lithium-ion pack. It is a highly advanced, lithium iron phosphate battery that utilizes a unique cell-to-pack architecture where the long, thin battery cells look exactly like blades. This design eliminates the need for heavy modules and cooling plates, drastically increasing the energy density and allowing for a much larger battery capacity to be packaged safely within the vehicle's floor. The Blade battery is famous in the automotive industry for passing the brutal nail penetration test without catching fire or exploding, making it arguably the safest battery chemistry currently available in mass production. In the Seal U DM-i, this massive battery pack provides a purely electric, zero-emission driving range of over 60 miles on a single charge, which is more than enough to cover the daily commute of the vast majority of drivers without ever using a single drop of gasoline. But when you combine the fully charged battery with a full tank of gas, the total combined range becomes nothing short of miraculous. We are talking about a total driving range that exceeds an astonishing 750 miles, and in certain optimal testing conditions, it can even push past 1,000 kilometers. This completely eradicates range anxiety. You can drive across entire countries, navigate through remote areas with no charging infrastructure, and simply fill up at a standard gas station when you need to, all while enjoying the silent, smooth, and instant torque of an electric vehicle for the vast majority of your daily driving. It is the ultimate bridge technology, offering the best of both worlds without any of the compromises. Stepping inside the cabin of the Seal U DM-i is where the true paradigm shift becomes undeniably physical, because BYD has completely abandoned the cheap, hard plastics and confusing layouts that plague so many competitors in this price bracket. The interior design is heavily inspired by the natural flow of water, featuring sweeping, organic curves that wrap around the occupants, creating a highly immersive, cockpit-like environment that feels both incredibly spacious and deeply intimate. The materials used throughout the cabin are a massive step up for the brand, featuring soft touch, vegan leather upholstery, genuine metallic accents, and intricate, diamond, quilted stitching that you would expect to find in a vehicle costing twice as much. The dashboard is beautifully layered, with a floating design that houses the massive central infotainment screen and the digital instrument cluster, creating a sense of lightness and modern elegance. The ambient lighting system is highly sophisticated, offering dozens of customizable colors that pulse and change in time with the music or shift based on the selected driving mode, transforming the cabin from a relaxing lounge during a night cruise to an energetic, sporty environment when you engage the performance settings. Let us talk about the seating, because this is where you will spend your time, and BYD has clearly prioritized long-distance comfort above all else. The front seats are heavily bolstered, deeply contoured buckets that provide excellent lateral support during spirited cornering, while remaining incredibly plush and forgiving on long highway journeys. They are fully power adjustable, featuring heating and ventilation functions that are highly effective, ensuring that you remain perfectly comfortable, whether you are driving through a freezing winter storm or a blistering summer heat wave. The driver's seat even features a memory function that adjusts not just the seat position, but the steering wheel and the side mirror angles, creating a personalized driving position at the touch of a button. Above you, a massive, panoramic glass roof stretches from the windshield all the way to the rear seats, flooding the cabin with natural light and making the interior feel incredibly airy and open. This glass is specially treated with advanced UV and heat insulating properties, ensuring that the cabin remains cool and comfortable without the need for a bulky, space-consuming physical sunshade. But the absolute gravitational pull of the interior, the centerpiece that immediately draws your eye and dominates the dashboard, is the massive, high-definition, rotating central touchscreen. Measuring a colossal 15.6 inches diagonally, this screen is a marvel of modern automotive technology, featuring a crisp, vibrant, and highly responsive interface that rivals the best tablets on the market. The true party trick, however, is its ability to physically rotate. With the tap of a button or a simple voice command, the screen smoothly pivots from a traditional landscape orientation to a portrait mode, which is highly optimized for navigation, viewing social media, or using specific apps that require a vertical layout. The underlying software is incredibly fluid, featuring a highly intuitive menu structure, split-screen multitasking, and seamless integration with both wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. The system is powered by a highly capable processor that ensures there is absolutely zero lag when swiping through maps, zooming in on satellite imagery, or adjusting the climate controls, which are conveniently integrated into the bottom of the screen in a highly logical, easy-to-reach layout. Behind the steering wheel, a sleek 10.25-inch digital instrument cluster provides the driver with all the critical information needed for a safe and informed journey. The graphics are highly customizable, allowing you to toggle between a minimalist view that focuses purely on speed and range, or a highly detailed view that displays real-time energy flow, hybrid system status, and comprehensive ADS data. The steering wheel itself is a beautifully crafted piece of equipment, wrapped in premium perforated leather with a thick, comfortable rim and highly tactile, knurled metal controls that provide a satisfying click when adjusting the cruise control or media volume. The cabin is also equipped with a highly advanced, premium audio system, featuring multiple speakers strategically placed throughout the cabin, including headrest speakers in the front seats, to deliver a rich, immersive, and concert-like sound experience that perfectly complements the whisper, quiet nature of the electric driving mode. Of course, a modern vehicle of this caliber must be packed with advanced driver assistance systems, and the Seal U DM-i delivers with BYD's comprehensive pilot suite. This highly sophisticated array of cameras, millimeter-wave radars, and ultrasonic sensors works tirelessly in the background to provide a massive safety net for the occupants. The adaptive cruise control is incredibly smooth, accelerating and decelerating with a natural, human-like feel that prevents the jerky, unsettling movements often found in lesser systems. The lane keeping assist is equally refined, making gentle, corrective steering inputs to keep the vehicle perfectly centered in its lane without fighting the driver or feeling overly intrusive. The vehicle also features a highly advanced 360-degree surround view camera system that provides a crystal clear, bird's eye view of the vehicle's surroundings, complete with a transparent chassis function that allows you to see directly underneath the car on the screen, making navigating tight off-road trails or avoiding low-lying obstacles in a parking garage an absolute breeze. But the technological innovation does not stop at the screen or the safety systems. It extends to how the vehicle interacts with the world around it through the highly practical vehicle-to-load or V2L capability. This brilliant feature allows the Seal U DM-i to act as a massive, mobile power bank, providing a standard AC power outlet that can deliver up to several kilowatts of continuous electrical power. This means you can plug in high-draw appliances directly into the car, making it the ultimate companion for camping trips, tailgating, or even powering essential home electronics during a grid outage. You can run an electric grill, a coffee maker, a laptop, or even power tools at a remote job site, all drawing energy from the vehicle's massive high-voltage battery. It is a level of practical, real-world utility that completely redefines what an SUV can be, transforming it from a simple mode of transportation into a highly versatile, mobile energy hub that enhances your lifestyle in ways you never thought possible. So, how does all of this engineering, all of this luxury, and all of this technology actually translate to the asphalt? How does the BYD Seal U DM-i actually drive? The answer is a revelation. When you press the start button, there is no shudder, no roar of an engine, just a soft chime and the illumination of the digital dash, indicating that the vehicle is ready to go. As you pull away from the stoplight, the experience is eerily, beautifully silent. The electric motor delivers its torque instantly and linearly, providing a brisk, confident acceleration that makes merging onto fast-moving highways and navigating tight city traffic an absolute breeze. The steering is light and effortless at low speeds, making parking and maneuvering in tight spaces completely stress-free. But it progressively weights up as speed increases, providing a reassuring, stable feel at highway velocities. The NVH levels, or noise, vibration, and harshness, are exceptionally well controlled. The cabin is isolated from wind and tire noise by thick, acoustic laminated glass and generous amounts of sound-deadening material, ensuring that conversations can be held at a whisper, even when cruising at 80 miles per hour. The suspension tuning is a masterful balancing act, soaking up sharp potholes, rough pavement, and speed bumps with a plush, compliant demeanor that prioritizes passenger comfort above all else. It is not a sports SUV. It will not carve up a canyon road with the sharp, aggressive body control of a performance sedan. Instead, it is a highly refined, luxurious cruiser that glides over imperfections in the road, keeping the cabin perfectly flat and composed. When the battery gets low and the 1.5-liter turbo engine kicks in to generate electricity, the transition is remarkably seamless. Thanks to advanced engine mounts and active noise cancellation, the intrusion of the engine is barely noticeable, manifesting only as a faint, distant hum that is easily drowned out by the premium audio system. The braking system, which blends regenerative braking with traditional friction brakes, is highly tunable, allowing you to select the level of pedal driving regeneration to suit your preference, ensuring that the car always slows down in a predictable, smooth manner without the jerky, unsettling feel that plagues many other electric and hybrid vehicles. This brings us to the moment of truth, the twist that is going to make every other automaker's pricing strategy look completely absurd and completely out of touch. You would expect a vehicle of this size, packed with this level of premium materials, advanced technology, and revolutionary hybrid engineering, to carry a price tag that firmly places it in the luxury segment. You would expect it to cost significantly more than a base Toyota Ray V4 hybrid, and perhaps even rival the top-trim Tesla Model Y. But BYD has completely flipped the script. The Seal U DM-i is priced aggressively, starting at a figure that undercuts almost every single direct competitor in the mid-size plug-in hybrid SUV market. This is the hidden detail that should make every legacy automaker's executive team lose sleep tonight. BYD is not just offering a competitive product, they are offering a vastly superior, more technologically advanced, and more luxurious vehicle for the exact same money, or in many cases, significantly less money than the basic, stripped-down versions of their rivals. By controlling the entire supply chain, from the mining of the raw battery materials to the manufacturing of the microchips and the final assembly of the vehicle, BYD has achieved a level of vertical integration and cost efficiency that Western automakers can only dream of. They are passing those massive savings directly on to the consumer, completely invalidating the traditional value proposition of the mid-size SUV segment. When you factor in the massive fuel savings from the incredible electric-only range, the reduced maintenance costs associated with a simpler hybrid drivetrain, and the incredibly low initial purchase price, the total cost of ownership for the Seal U DM-i is nothing short of revolutionary. It makes the idea of buying a traditional, gas-only mid-size SUV, or even a sluggish, overpriced competitor hybrid, feel like a complete and utter financial mistake. I want to know exactly what you think about this massive disruption in the market. When you look at the combination of over 700 miles of total range, the premium ocean-inspired interior, the massive rotating screen, and that jaw-dropping segment-destroying price tag, what is your immediate reaction? Are you ready to ditch the overpriced, outdated legacy brands and make the switch to BYD, or do you still have reservations about the brand's long-term reliability and dealer network in your specific region? Drop your raw, unfiltered thoughts in the comments below, because I read every single one, and I genuinely want to know which specific feature or specification matters most to your purchasing decision. Is it the incredible DM-i hybrid efficiency, the luxurious cabin materials, the massive tech screen, or that unbelievable value for money? Let the debate begin in the comments, because your perspective shapes the future of this channel and helps us uncover the truth behind the marketing fluff. Here is my bold, unfiltered, and absolute take on the situation, and I am not going to sugarcoat it for anyone. The BYD Seal U DM-i is not just going to be a successful vehicle in emerging markets, it is going to be a cultural phenomenon that fundamentally alters consumer expectations across the entire global automotive landscape. BYD has looked at the stagnant, overpriced mid-size SUV segment, realized that it was being starved of genuine innovation and true value, and decided to fix it themselves. By combining bulletproof, hyper-efficient DM-i hybrid technology, genuine luxury interior craftsmanship, cutting-edge software, and an incredibly aggressive pricing strategy, they are creating a vehicle that appeals to almost every single demographic. It is the perfect daily driver for the urban commuter who wants to run on pure electricity, the perfect road trip machine for the family that refuses to deal with charging anxiety, and the perfect financial decision for the budget-conscious buyer who wants maximum technology for their dollar. The era of accepting a cheap, plastic interior and a sluggish hybrid system just because you want a family SUV is officially over. The Seal U DM-i proves that you can have it all, and it proves that BYD is the undisputed king of figuring out exactly what the market needs, before the market even knows it needs it. Subscribe now to the channel if you want early access to the latest car reveals, leaks, and performance breakdowns before everyone else. Thanks for watching. See you in the next drive.